Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel, a show about personal development where I talk about manifestation, spirituality, or ancient origins, realities beyond the physical, and so many more. In today's video, I want to talk about how to embody your highest and most sovereign self. I have been doing personally lots of work on this topic, so I just want to share with you a couple of the things that I have realized and that have helped me along my growth journey. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So one of the first things that I want to talk about is self-awareness. And this is a largely discussed topic, but the perspective that I want to put into it is that you don't have to lose yourself in trying to become something better. My views on it is that, many times I would work on myself and I would overanalyze myself and see what I was doing wrong and what I can do better. And that is definitely helpful because you have to be conscious of the patterns in which you move to be able to improve them. But you also have to realize that you don't necessarily have to get stuck in that loop of improving yourself to the point that you're neglecting who you are right now. So my point is, who you are right now is not less worthy, is not less loving or magical or less capable than your quote-unquote ideal self just because you're not fully there yet. The way I view myself is I am the same version of myself who will be telling the story of my success 10 years from now. I am the same version of myself who will be having all these beautiful experiences and all of those things that I want to achieve, right? I am the same person. I'm just at the very beginning of my journey. So when you shift your perspective from becoming this other person to realizing that you are that same one person who is walking along that path and who's consciously making the necessary changes that sustain your evolution, you're gonna have a whole entire different relationship with yourself, because now you don't view yourself as less. You're not so judgmental and you don't criticize yourself as harshly for the mistakes that you do make. Because when you view yourself as being that person and you work on your self-love, your relationship with yourself will change in the first place. And that's the sweet spot from which everything else is going to emerge. So to give you another example, I'm naturally a positive person. I'm naturally a kind person. But then when I'm with myself, I used to be so harsh with myself and so unkind to the point that my relationship with myself was suffering because I was giving so much on the outside, but not giving myself enough in the first place. And this hit me at one point. This is a quote that I've been seeing online for so long and we've all seen it, but it really hit me when, I was at an older job and I was talking to this girl and she said something to me. And that's when it really hit me because she told me, you have to give yourself all the love that you're trying to give to all the other people. And something clicked inside of me because we all need love, right? We all need connection. We all need to feel supported and appreciated. But if you don't appreciate yourself, in the first place, all the other validation that you might get or might not get from your outside world is still not going to fill the void that you feel inside of yourself. Because that is, and I'm sorry if this comes off as harsh, but that is a you problem. Because, for example, if you're trying to achieve a goal and you go about doing that thing that you're desiring to manifest, if every step along the way that you take comes from that obsessive, self analyzing judgment, you are stumbling upon your own steps because you don't allow yourself to be imperfect in the first place. You don't allow yourself to be vulnerable and honest with yourself. Even though you might do some things, and some people, like externally, might perceive you as, oh my gosh, she's so cool, or oh my gosh, she's so smart, or she's so kind, da 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 da. If I don't see myself as being that person, all of those compliments are gonna be like, oh, okay, thanks, but not really, because I don't see myself as such. And I personally feel like that is the first place that you need to look at and start working on, which is the relationship with yourself. Start doing little things for yourself that fill your cup. Start actively creating pleasure in your life. Like, what makes you feel good? Is it having a hot shower with candles? Is it having a good meal? Anything that makes you feel good in your own skin. It's the clothes that you wear, and it's how you carry yourself and the confidence that you have, which all of those are things that you work on. We tend to believe that it is superficial and like self-centered to love yourself and to see yourself as that capable, worthy person. But in fact, it's not. Looking out for yourself and believing in yourself might be the best thing that you could ever do in your life to support your dreams. And as I've said, I've been doing lots of work with this, and I've been seeing real changes from applying this in my life, because you are shifting the subconscious programming that you have in which you view yourself. So, for example, if you grew up in a household in which, indirectly you were taught that your words don't matter, that your needs don't matter, you're going to grow up and go on about your life repeating that same pattern. But because you have that self-sabotaging, negative view of yourself, you might go like, oh, but it's not that important. Or, oh, it doesn't really matter. Or I can do that later. And you keep postponing your pleasure. You keep postponing meeting your own needs. And you try to solve the problem by giving all of this love to other people, expecting that the love that you will receive back from them will make you feel better about your own self, which, even though it might be helpful, it's a temporary relief. The second point that I want to make on this topic is gratitude, and embodying gratitude in the present moment. That, let me tell you, is going to be a game changer. Why? Because if I'm fully present in my body, instead of having my mind being distracted by past experiences or anxieties about the future, when I am present in my body, I get to truly feel what my body is experiencing. And I get to be there for myself to support me emotionally, mentally, physically, or anything that I might need. So your own needs come to the forefront of your mind. and you start taking care of those, and you start becoming grateful for, oh my gosh, I am that person who is there for me. I am that person who supports me. I am my number one supporter, and I am my number one cheerleader. And there's literally no one else that I wish I could be, because I love myself so much. But that perspective is like, it takes work to get there, and I've had to do the work to get there. And as I said, self-love might come really self-centered to some people, but it's because they haven't done the work to be there yet. So when they see someone who is in this magnetic energy because they love themselves, they consciously or subconsciously will try to sabotage you by projecting their own negative beliefs and experiences onto you. But you have to realize that someone who loves themselves will truly never sabotage your own self-love. So instead of being harsh and critical of your growth, they're going to be supportive and go like, oh my God, you're doing the work. I'm so proud of you. You know, you have grown so much. I love your confidence. I love the way you carry yourself. Keep going. Like, you go, girl. And those are the kind of people that you need to surround yourself with. And even if you don't have a circle, make sure that the people that you follow online are aligned with what you're trying to embody, because it's going to rub off of you, and vice versa. The energy that you surround yourself with is going to be sticking to you. And you're going to start noticing the changes inside of you. Your mentality is going to change. And as I've said in the first part of this video, your mentality, your perception is the biggest thing. So stop looking at yourself as less than. Stop looking at yourself as some ideal version that would eventually come along, but that is in the future. When you say that something is in the future, or that it will come along, you're implying that you lack that same thing that you're desiring right now. And the best way to gain momentum on that energy is start doing that right now. What can you do today to make you feel good? What can you do today to level up your confidence, to level up your self-love? Look at your internal conversation that you have with yourself. How do you speak to yourself? Are you perpetuating that same harsh, critical energy that others put onto you? Like when someone comes at you and it's like, oh my God, who do you think you are? Do you internally have that same conversation with yourself? Like, who do I think I am to believe that I can accomplish those things? If you feel that rings true to you, that is the first place that I would personally start, because I was there too. My internal conversations were so harsh, and it didn't matter how good I was, and it didn't matter what improvements I made. I was still focusing on what I was lacking. I was self-aware, but mostly of the negative things, So you have to start implementing those positive thoughts and those positive beliefs and behaviors in the present moment. You are the same person. You're just growing. So start practicing the vibration that you wish to embody and do it on a consistent basis. Improving yourself is not something that you do now and then you stop doing it and you go back again and you go off again, because the messages that you're sending are inconsistent. So you need to really stick with it. You need to really find a way to go back to that energy. And this is something that Dr. Joe Dispenza is really good at explaining, because you embody a certain energy. but then you go off about your day and you find that you lost it. But you have self-awareness, so you can go back and track your thoughts and track your actions and go like, when did I lose that energy? Oh, it was at 3 o'clock. Why? Because I got triggered because so-and-so happened and it threw me off my energy. So what do you do then? Instead of beating yourself up for not being able to sustain that energy, apply that self-love that you're working on and be like, okay, I'm not doing this full time, but I'm actively making improvements. So your focus is on going back to being that person instead of being on, I am not that person yet. Start practicing, I'm gonna say it again, start practicing the vibration that you want to embody until it becomes your permanent vibration, until you shift that subconscious program that has you not meeting your needs, that has you not feeling love for yourself, that has you not feeling love for your life. When you do that long enough, you build momentum for the vibration that you want to make permanent. So it's going to become easier and easier for you to go back to it the more you do it. And at some point, you're going to realize that even when you go into that unconscious self, which we all do, because 95% of who we are is unconscious, right? So what you're trying to do is really make that 95% of you that is unconscious be in a way that supports your growth. So even when you're acting out of impulse, your impulse is going to be to love yourself. Your impulse is going to be to take decisions that support your dreams. Your impulses are going to be working with you instead of against you. So yeah, I don't want to make this video any longer than it already is, but I hope that today's topic helped you in some way. I would also love to hear about your own journey with this, so you can go ahead and let me know in the comment section what has helped you in your growth journey. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on my next video. Much love.